Hey.
First of all, look, it's awesome to share time with the both of you. And what I was saying a few minutes ago, we really appreciate being able to speak with you, and be able to share what we're up to, because it really is in the essence of being in service of the coaching industry, speakers, authors, thought leaders, healers. Did I hit them all, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Authors, coaches, thought leaders, speakers, and healers, because we understand that most people, where they fail is being able to do all the things that they're not good at.
Mm-hmm.
And like with our company, Rock You Academy, our goal, our vision for the people that we serve is for you to do you do what you do best. We take care of the rest. And what does that mean? What we want to do, and Ronnie has been doing this for years, right? I mean, he's only 20 something, but so many years he's been, doing this, working with coaches, creating online assets, putting people in the right positions to be seen, summits, speaker events, retreats, all kinds of different stages. And Ronnie can speak more to that. But what we decided to do was, because personally, what I saw 8 years ago, Aaron, we've done gratitude at different times. Also, we know a lot of coaches that got into, say, like ICF coaching and things like. You're ICF or no?
Allie was for a little bit. Yeah, she was taking the program. Yeah,
International Coaching Federation. It's a great certification to have. But what I noticed, that a lot of my friends were going into coaching, and after a couple of years, because I was more still working the job and doing sales, I was kind of good at that. As they were doing it, a couple of years into it, they were still working their jobs. And the conversations I would always have, and I've mentioned this before, is that, well, why aren't you doing it full time? And I didn't really know. Why they weren't. I didn't have the awareness yet. Their answer was always the same. I got to make sure I have enough business. I got to make sure there's enough, right? And I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. So, and then I also noticed when it came to money, they couldn't navigate the conversations of sales very well. So, like, the combination of those things, I could see were holding everybody back. So, I mean, that began kind of the journey in my head of learning different skill sets between sales, coaching, marketing, digital marketing, business development, like lead generation, a lot of different things that then led me to where I'm at with Ronnie. I only met Ronnie, October last year is Ronnie? Mm-hmm. And it's just been like, it's kind of tsunami size from there, as you might say. But the intent kind of met at this point, because Ronnie knows how to solve all those issues for coaches that they aren't good at. I mean, I've helped people with sales and entrepreneurship and things like that personally, but it's like, you can't do it on your own. And then that speaks to the spirit of this call and what we're doing, and also our event, JvJamsLive, is collaboration. Because you can do it on your own. It's going to take you a long time. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But typically when you do try to do things, I got to do it myself. I can't trust anybody. I just have to do it on my own, all that, and not being able to get over our opinions of other people and our judgments of other people to actually figure out where you can serve and support, has things take longer typically. So in the spirit of the call, collaboration, tear down the walls that separate us, overlap, see where the synergy is. So I really appreciate you guys coming to the call today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to speak about that, Ronnie? I mean, I have a lot to say, but I love hearing you talk too.
Well, to Ben's point, collaboration and joint venturing, some people don't even know what joint venturing is, right? We hear about joint
questions
venturing.
Come up a lot for sure.
Right? Joint venturing, affiliates, what's the difference? Besides straight networking. And I tell them, it's the key word is joint, right? It's shared risks and responsibilities. It's collaboration on another level, as opposed to just giving an affiliate link and sharing it. It's really about opening doors for people. Often people will tell me, well, I don't have a list, or I don't have a social media following yet, or I'm just starting. Why would anyone care to collaborate with me? And then when I find out what their history is, what their purpose or mission in life is, their interests, their passions and experiences, you start to see, wait a minute, you bring a lot more than you think. And that spirit of collaboration, it's about being in service of others. If you have that forefront as part of the intent, and you go into discussions, you go into meetings with that, not about what can I get out of this, what can I sell, what can I generate for myself, and you do it about in service of others, that's what JV Jams is about. It's about really jamming together, because in a band, and really that's the theme, right? JV Jams, it's about jamming together. I'm in a band myself, and when you jam together, you get together, it's not one person takes the lead. You have maybe a lead singer, but the music doesn't come out until you have all these people together, right, playing. And that mentality of working together to create beautiful music together, that's the idea behind JV Jams. And everything we teach in JV Jams is about that collaboration and how to stand out as well, because let's face it, in joint venturing, you still have to impress the other partner, right, in some way. But people have a lot more available to them than they think. And that's the imposter syndrome Ben and I always talk about, and how to, ways to overcome that or cure that.
Yeah, I totally, I'm 100% with you, Ronnie. It's interesting. I truly believe, we could be one relationship away from completely transforming our lives. And, this deeply indoctrinated thought of, me getting what's best for me, to me is like the ego being like, it's just me. It's my identity. But truly, I believe that, we're spiritual beings. So we have the ability to, when we do collaborate and we start filling in the puzzle pieces together, we have this ability to accelerate our growth, accelerate the people that we reach, accelerate our message. And it's really just helping people solve a problem. And so many of us have life lessons. And so this is why the coaching business, I believe, is like $1 trillion industry now, because everyone is realizing it's like, hey, I have something to offer because I've overcome these lessons. I can help someone get there quicker because they don't have to go through the same struggles that I did necessarily. Some of us like to struggle. I know me, I'm included. I've definitely chosen that path many, many times.
You enjoy it? You actually enjoy it? You're saying you like it?
Man. I was addicted to that pain, dude. So much.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to people that look at the coaching industry or are in the coaching industry and say, it's too saturated?
I say it's not saturated enough. I say, look at the world, look at the results of what's going on in the world, look at the pain, look at the problems, look at the consciousness that's being reflected back. This is my interpretation, we're all walking each other home. So how can I help my fellow man, human, woman, child, teenager, elder, whatever the case may be? How can I walk them home to who they truly are by truly expressing who I am authentically? And so until that shows up, like, we're all coaches, we're all teachers, we're all students, we're all of it. And as soon as I think I got it, that's when I fell on my face the hardest. So every day I wake up, you wake up a white belt, and I forgot who the guy was that actually he was like a master, and he's like was buried with his white belt because he's like, I'm always going to be a beginner. So I think the ego loves to take, claim on certain things, but that's where I get myself in trouble. And so that's a great excuse. It's a great story. Oh yeah, there's too many coaches out there. It's like, really? Well, okay. Who do you want to help and how do you want to help them? And then actually you can create infinite abundance from your own story if you just start to package it. And, you have collaborators helping you along the way. Like, most people just don't know how to do that. And that's where they struggle. So it's like, I'll make up an excuse to actually not do it because it's too saturated, so to speak. I don't know, Ronnie, what do you think?
I hear the same thing, Aaron, and it's like when I have a health coach who's helping someone with lifestyle changes, right? And they'll say, well, there's so many health coaches out there. It's a saturated market. I mean, it's $1 billion industry, right? Health. So why would anyone listen to me when they can access all kinds of free information on YouTube, for instance, or go on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and just find all this little pieces of information going out there together? Why would anyone care what I have to say? Because there's so much help out there. And I said, do you know how many people have health have health challenges right now, whether it's overweight or type 2 diabetes or heart disease. And I said, well, if you think about it, do you think one person can reach that? Do you think 100 people can help those people? All of them. You think 1,000 people can help all of them when 2/3 of the population is suffering right now from being pre-diabetic or overweight, right? We know that for a fact. So to say that the market's oversaturated sounds kind of weird to me, because it's like saying, well, there's too much love in the world. There's too many.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
But you have heard people say it before, yes?
Yes, and to your point, Aaron, maybe it is part of that imposter syndrome, right? And making excuses, because then you have to take action. If you say something, all of a sudden you have to take action, or you end up being the person that's oh yeah, complain, and whine and not do anything about it. So rather than do that, why even mention it? Why even start the process? Because I don't want to be faced.
Right,
Ben?
So what you just said, Ronnie, is kind of how I would see it. The way I would frame it is, it's like, that's their story. That's their story they're weaving. Now, what's where you can break free of that is you can listen to other people's opinions, or you can listen to your intuition. You have a choice at all times. And what I heard you do, Aaron and Ronnie, you both did the same thing, was, well, you're already on a path of listening to your intuition and going for it. So for me to say that to you, you're just like, yeah, whatever. I got my own story about it. Right. So the whole point is like, everything's about the story that we're telling about the thing. So if somebody else's opinion, somebody else's story is that the coaching industry is saturated, and you subscribe to that story, that becomes your story. And there's really no independent thinking on that. When if you're drawn to coaching and it is something that you feel like you want to make an impact, where it ties into the imposter syndrome is that person's story of the industry's saturated may feed into your imposter syndrome, that you're not good enough unconsciously, so that you quit before you even start. So the point is that there are a lot of coaches, and that's okay. It's that time. It's where we're at. There's always been coaches, but now we're really coming to a realignment of what, as you were saying, Aaron, helping everybody get home. Exactly how you said it. But realigning the collective organism to find its tribes. We're becoming more tribal again, if you might say. Everybody gets to find their pocket of people that they can grow with and resonate with. And overall, that's good, because then you have less conflict, you have less friction, things are flowing better. Even if it's people that can't stand your opinion or can't stand you, it's like, as long as they find their pocket of people and they're in alignment with that, that's okay as far as I'm concerned. I like all that stuff that's going on in the world. Nobody can, there's hate because they don't agree with your opinion. Like, where are we? Right? Find who you resonate with, land there, and travel there as long as you need to, because other people are doing the same thing. So I think that kind of feeds into our vision at Rock U, because there are a lot of coaches out there. And what is really important is what distinguishes you or has you stand out from the rest of the forest. Like, if you had a forest and it was just like a bunch of trees, what's going to make you stand out from the rest? And that's what we do at Rock U Academy, is help develop that shape, that sculpture of you, and whittle it down to like, oh my God, this is so unique because of our pipe system. Ron, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the pipe, we call it purpose, interests, passions, and experiences. So we basically align them together. And when you see this picture of you, a more complete profile of you, about how unique you are, because let's face it, not everyone's going to have all of those, right? You may have the same purpose, maybe you may have some of the same interests, you may have some of the same passions, some of the same experiences, but to have the exact same combination together is different. And then there's a theme that we apply. Like, I'm Ronnie Tsunami. Obviously, I'm from Hawaii, so I have a surf theme going. So it helps me to kind of distinguish myself. So let's say marketing is marketing. You get yourself out there in as many places as possible. But the theme is aligned with my passions, my purpose, my interests, my experiences, my pipeline, right? So when you put that together, then you can have that unique signature system that's you. The signature system is the transformation you went through, whether that's through business, through health, through life in general, through relationships, whatever that transformation is, it's based on a combination of things that help you to develop that, right? That system. So when we create a pipeline for you, that then creates a unique signature system based on you, then you're the only person that can truly deliver that. You're the only person that would have that exact combination, those exact experiences. No one's going to have the exact same experiences, right? And the lessons learned from those, you can take the same person, they can go to the same event and go, oh my gosh, this Burning Man was a great event. And you talk about their lessons learned or what they enjoy from it. They'll both come up with different, ideas, right? So for people to understand that they truly are unique, that's part of what we do at Rock You Academy, right? To see you in everything you are in your glory, see you and everything you've done in your life, your experience, then to be you, because then there's a whole nother set of things that we want to be based on what we've been, and now we evolve. So we're constantly evolving. So what do you want to be you? And then Rock You is, okay, now that you're you and you're becoming the new you, if you will, and again, you're always changing and evolving, get on stage and share it, Rock You. And that whole evolution starts, though, from the pipeline. Because if we don't have that, then yes, you can seem somewhat, let's just say, cookie cutter, right? As people go along the way. But if we start at the very beginning of your coaching journey with that alignment, then and create a very unique signature system, everything else flows better. And you find people way more creative when they see who they are, they see this profile and they see where they want to be and they see their theme. All of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, I do this and this matches this. And it's an acceleration. All of a sudden, that coaching business they want to launch or that passion to help others and the path for that journey seems to open up even bigger and brighter when they can truly feel like it's in total alignment with them. It is them, and they can see that. That's where we start with Rock You Academy.
But let me ask you a question, Ronnie.
Can I say something real quick on what Ronnie?
Yeah, of course.
So, God, I resonate with so many everything you said. First of all, I'm noticing joint ventures, pipeline, pipe and joint, and Burning Man. Like,
pipe and joint. All right, time out. Let's. I'm just kidding. I notice you're noticing, Aaron. Let's just go there.
I'm noticing some very significant things here and putting together some patterns. And I'm a kite surfer, so I used to live in Miami Beach, right on the ocean, and so I know what it's like to be on the ocean. And my middle name is Yu, so literally my middle name, I'm half Korean. My mom is from Hawaii, you know that, right? And I have a YouTube channel. I haven't done much with it yet, but it's called Becoming the Ultimate You, right? It's in this becoming, right? I look at my life as like I'm dying to who I am today to become the next version of myself tomorrow. And if it's just 1% a day, it's in 100 days, that's 100% better than where I was. So I just love what you guys are doing because as a coach, and so this whole idea, like the worthiness conversation comes up a lot, right? Where who am I? Right? Who am I to deliver this message? Who am I? And like, I just love that you guys are focused on the unique fingerprint of who we are, because that's a lot of times, that's all we need is like that confidence of like, you know what? Your story does matter. Your story can impact others. And if you come from a mindset of like, okay, I'm not expecting something in return other than to help my fellow human being, the universe is so formulaic, it has no other choice but to give back to you. And sometimes people are just expecting so much and they're comparing themselves to others like, oh, they already got it handled. They're making millions of dollars. That's not me. And they're forgetting like that person started where they were. Like there was a point where they, and they just kept building themselves up. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, Ronnie, because I love what you say. And I'm like, oh my God, he's like, is he speaking directly to me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, universe. Yeah.
So then the other part of it is, and let's be clear for everybody that's watching, this call represents an invitation to, and let's be direct. We're inviting everybody to our event, which is August 16th to the 18th. Do we have we'll get to, we'll post like a link later just so we make sure it's the right one. But we want to be transparent and authentic and direct. This is an invitation to our event. And the people that are coming to our event, like it speaks into what you were saying, Ronnie, about creating the stage. We are doing that with our first event, August 16th to the 18th, JvJams Live. Right. So it's an opportunity to collaborate and joint venture with other coaches, speakers, authors, thought leaders, and healers. Because one of the things that has entrepreneurs in general fail is not having enough business and not knowing how to do the things that we don't already know how to do, along with a lot of other things like around interpretations and things like that. But let's keep it really simple. We want to shortcut that journey, because the other side, and I'll let Ronnie speak to this because he does it way better than he's way better at speaking to it than we do. What has Rock You Academy, which is the company the event is built on. That's our company where we do all the things Ronnie was talking about. We help people release their inner rock star and then build the systems around them. But what's brilliant about I love what we're doing, and I'm not being completely 100% humble compared to what I've seen a lot of other companies do, but also the feedback we've already gotten from others. So it's not like it's a pipe dream, right? Is that we're taking all the unnecessary doing out of our clients' hands that they don't want to do, that they're not meant to do, that they don't need to learn how to do, because we have very unique platforms that along the way to building Rock You Academy, Ronnie and I were working together on other stuff we've picked up along the way, coupled with, say, my background and Ronnie's background to create some of the most stellar assets that one could ask for as a coach. So, Ron, do you want to speak about that a little bit?
Well, yeah. So to Ben's point about us doing things for people, right? The part of that imposter syndrome is not just about themselves and their experiences and whether or not they stand out. The second part of it is whether or not they can do everything by themselves. And that holds people back. And so what we wanted to do was not just provide hope and inspiration, but implementation. So the implementation is about getting things done. And let's face it, when you're passionate about a particular purpose, and in the purpose of coaching, typically it's about just to help others, right? In a particular field, maybe, but to help others. So part of the imposter syndrome is, well, okay, I'm this and I know this knowledge, but how am I going to reach those people? And then I got to learn all this new technology and I got to learn all this marketing. Then, well, screw it. It's too much. They've already put that roadblock ahead. So not only do we help with the messaging, right, about them, the alignment, the pipe, and their branding, but then to actually implement and get them launched, whether it's the website or their operations in terms of like a contact manager or email marketing, right, system, to the learning management system where they're going to deliver their course or their program, how they're going to do that. There's so many different platforms out there. We help them to deploy that. So that's out of the way. As Ben, I think you said it, that slogan, you do what you do best, we do the rest, right? Because what happens if we don't? If you don't, and I'm talking directly to your listeners, if someone is suffering and you have the solution for it, but something stops you from sharing that solution, then that person or millions of people suffer. And for some of the things that we do, we can help people. We can literally save lives, whether it's someone with a health challenge or someone that's mentally feeling like there's no hope, right? And decides to take another route, like suicide. You have that potential impact to not just 1, 2, or 3, but in coaching, we potentially hit millions of people, right? So that's what's at stake. And that's what drives Ben and me and the whole team at Rock You Academy, and why even joint venturing we see as a way to get you started without having to have too many resources, that there's more here to share and collaborate together to get you launched. Because if we don't help you launch, we're doing a disservice to all those people that need your help.
And we're doing it like a lot of other people are doing it. There and like there's nothing wrong with this model. It's just a different model. where I know you guys have seen them. I've been in them. I've paid for them, and I'm like okay with it. Where you pay $2,500 or $5,000 or whatever for a course, and they have you come into their Facebook group, and then they say, okay, go get ClickFunnels, use this link, go get Kajabi, use this link, and like, go get all these links. And this is one particular model where it's the person teaching, or you might say the guru, who's sold you the course already, is now making income on top of your efforts. But the longer it takes you to reach your goal, the possibly the more income they make. You may end up actually falling off because there's not enough support on how to use those systems. So with all that, we're not doing any of the affiliate stuff. It's just not even part of it. We take all of that off of the Rock U Academy students and clients. None of that stuff is done by them. There will be some action that needs to be taken. Let's be clear. You don't get to just sit back and go home. You don't get to do that, right? But there is, for the majority of it, we're going to set it all up for you and hand it to you, and then support you along the way to keep it all moving is the goal. Because I remember when I first started all this stuff, it's just like, I still don't know how to build a website, like technically build a website. I've picked up tools along the way that make it easier, but I also knew that it was never the thing where I was supposed to like settle down in and learn and things like that. Nobody really wants to do that. It's very time consuming. It can be very frustrating to figure it out. There's plenty of tutorials out there. I mean, you can watch YouTube and things like that. What's the best platform? We're including all that in what we do. And we've got some really great tools we're going to share at the event just for even attending.
Right. And I don't think we promote this as much as we should, but every registrant to the event has essentially a free CRM with 3 campaigns. So they can have a website, or they can have an online learning center with unlimited courses. So if you're using that, and they have a sales funnel builder, right? A website. And then if they want to upgrade, they can. But the fact is, right out of the gate, there's a free CRM, which includes all of these different components, even a virtual business card, which is great for networking, where you pull it up on your phone, or people pull it up on their phone and click an add to contacts button. All of this included, because we're like, all right, if the technology piece is what you're worried about and you don't have this in place or that in place, we're like, all right, well, let me take care of that. Well, I don't really know what to do with joint venturing. Here's, if I'm ready to be joint venturing. All right, we have a workshop free. You can attend the live one or attend the recorded ones. It's called JV Ready. It's literally jvready.com. Right? So I'm trying to eliminate the excuses, because I am pushing for you more than maybe yourself. I believe in you, maybe more than yourself. And let's face it, we all need someone else to believe in. But that's the beauty of joint venturing, because in joint venturing, we share a story, we share what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what we can bring to the table. And the idea is to find a joint venture partner who believes in you as well, right? And that creates a synergy. 1 + 1 = 3. When you have 2 people that believe in each other, the belief is bigger. And when people believe together, you end up finding a number of people around you, right? The audiences that you are, your circle of influence, believing in that other person as well. So you create a very synergistic effect. And we see this, right? In joint venturing, a person will connect with another one and then find themselves, oh, I bring these resources and these resources. And I share you with my email list, and you share me with yours. And then maybe social media, we share each other's, posts on social media. But then we find out that someone says, oh, you're working with Ronnie, you're working with Ben, Ronnie, you're working with Aaron. Oh, well, that's cool, because together you could do another particular project, or together we end up finding other marketing channels to where we're reaching way more people than just ourselves, just by the nature of someone hearing it and going, oh, those 2 are working together. So opportunities end up coming out of the woodwork when you're working with someone, as opposed to just yourself. You may get lucky here and there, opportunities, but it definitely doubles your luck, right? To find more opportunities that would not have opened before, unless you were partnered with someone to create a new energy, so to speak, a new entity, right? Together, you hear the couples. What is Ben and Ben? Not you. Ben Affleck, Ben and Jennifer Lopez.
Well, there was J-Lo and Benifer, right?
Benifer. Okay, so Benifer. Okay, so Benifer becomes his own entity, right? Because they came together, and all of a sudden it was like, well, there's Ben and there's Jam, but then there's this Benifer, and it's Benifer itself. Benifer created a whole PR channel and see together. That's a joint venture. That's the perfect example of all of a sudden they got way more PR, sometimes negative, but they got PR as Benifer. And then people wanted to, all of a sudden it was like, well, yeah, I like Ben, I like Jam, but together, oh my gosh, I got double the star power. All of a sudden, other people out of their orbit start coming in, wanting that. That's the power of joint ventures.
So as you guys are speaking, I'm listening to, and what's coming up in my mind is like, so I was growing up, I was always like a team player, like playing lacrosse, basketball, soccer. And, my background is real estate. And like this whole idea of being a solopreneur is an exhausting one. And so like I was very successful in real estate by myself, but there's only a certain level that I could scale to by my own efforts. And what I realized is in order to be super successful, like a lot of the people that are out there that are like wealthy and rich, they have an amazing team. And so when you start to leverage yourself in such a way where you're giving value, but you're also leveraging a team around you, and so everyone is winning, all of a sudden you scale so much quicker and you're able to reach your message so much faster. So it's like, let me find the right team. And I'll be honest, right? Like I met you guys, Ben, I met, recently through, another group that we're a part of. And I realized like there was something here. And like my struggle is technology, straight up. I do not like setting up my tech. I'm still sure I have Ben. I'm creating my Financial Freedom Made Easy book, and it's like, but I don't want to do the funnels and all this stuff. So I'm excited to be a part of, first of all, joint ventures, and then also start implementing what you guys are teaching in a way where you can support me, because then I know I can get it together that much faster and then get the message out that much quicker. Versus me trying to fumble through it while I'm coaching, while I'm doing all this other stuff. It becomes exhausting. It's like 12, 14-hour days. And then it's like, man, I still need to set this up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so the both of you are touching on the very context and the essence of what we're up to, all of us, especially Rock You Academy, because let's get down to the hidden value, right? Time and money. You just touched on all of it. Hours, I don't want to do it, all that stuff, right? So time and money is where everybody looks. I don't have enough of it. Either one. We hear it all the time. We've heard it all our lives. We hear it right now. And the beautiful thing about what we're doing, first of all, talk about joint venturing in general. I've had an intent for a long time to shorten people's learning curve, to shortcut people to success, both out there and up here. That's been my approach for a long time. It's materialized into what we're doing right now, joint venturing with what you might say, Ronnie. Now you're coming along for the ride and joining us. We're joining you. It's both ways, right? Yeah. So a lot of what we're doing is normally it's like there's a lot to do and not enough time and money. So what we've done is effectively reverse that flow, where we're taking all the things that cost a lot of money. Let's run through some examples, as I was talking about at the beginning. If you go sign up for ClickFunnels, and then you go sign up for an email marketing program, and then you go sign up for a course creator, and then you sign up, and then you sign up, and then you sign up. Yeah, you can figure it out, and then they integrate with one another. And all of a sudden you're at $500 a month, $1,000 a month as business expenses. What Ronnie and I have been working on, even before we decided to launch Rock You Academy, were systems that effectively squash that phenomenon. Reverse the flow of things take a lot of time and cost a lot of money to not taking a lot of time and costing very little money as mechanisms. That's what one of the things that what part of the system Ronnie was talking about that has the CRM, a lot of different things you can do with it, where you can, like I have a girl that's been in there working, and she whipped out eight websites and funnels in the last week because she's like, it's just so easy. So we're going to be sharing all that. You don't necessarily have to do it yourself, because that's part of what we're doing at Rock You Academy. But the system itself, it's one of the pieces that we use. Let's be clear. It's one of the, if we were to mind map it, it would be like right here is one of our main things that we share. But the system is so streamlined and so intuitive and so simple to use that a child can actually figure it out. It's been designed like that. So the whole idea is to bring these things to market, couple them with really great offerings like the joint venturing, also some really great, what you might say, coaching to help people start to discover their purpose and start living it, but then build around that. Again, you do what you do best, which is be you. Just be you as you are. And there's no need to change you. We just have to clean some things up, which is basically all up here. And then we just plug in the pieces around you after we build them, and you're off and running. But the other side of it is that Ronnie was talking about implementation and also visibility. We're not looking to just teach you how to build your business. It's not really just that. We want to put you in positions that are going to set you up to win publicly. Summits, speaking events, retreats, joint venturing, podcasts, streaming networks. We want to put your content out to, because part of our vision at Rock You Academy is the coaches that, because not every coach wants this, let's be clear. It's a very specific target we're aiming for. It's coaches that want to be well known while they do what they do. They want to make the impact. You might want to say that they want to be somewhat famous, but to take famous out of it, they want to be well known. They want to be respected in the world. They want to have their name resonate, like one of our people at the event, Omar Peru. So international name, right? So people want that kind of status, but they also want to make the impact. That's one of our goals here, is to help people reach that level of, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? I'm not looking for the word famous. What's notoriety? Yeah.
And we say credibility plus visibility equals reputation. So, and when you have reputation, people find you, right? At a minimum, your reputation precedes you. So when you meet someone, whatever you're offering, they're already open to it. So having credibility and visibility matters. And often, especially in the coaching space where we're always bombarded with a lot of marketing tools and techniques and coaches saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do this to build your visibility, or you need to do this to build your authority. But to combine the two matters more, because if you build visibility with no credibility, you end up with a high bounce rate on your website, for instance, or a lack of conversions. If you have credibility but no visibility or limited visibility, then you're the best kept secret. So having both credibility and visibility works well. But I'm a lazy ass Hawaiian. So I say, why not build credibility and visibility at the same time? See, for instance, in joint venturing, you have credibility because we're going to show you how to build that, or at least document it, but to create a profile. But when you have this credibility and you meet someone that's got their own audience, their own tribe, whether it's emails or contacts or social media following, they, in essence, the joint part, the risk here, right, is that person's taking a risk on you because they're going to be essentially cross-promoting you. They're going to be recommending you to their tribe. So your credibility is bumped up. You didn't have any credibility with that person's fans, right, to begin with, because they're not your tribe. They're his tribe or her tribe. But because you're joint venturing, they're essentially lending you their credibility and visibility at the same time, right? So all of a sudden, that person says, "Oh, you should download Ronnie's coaching money secrets, guide. And I really recommend Ronnie. Talk to him. He's done this and this and this, and he's amazing. And I can't wait to,
Ronnie's the guy,
right?" Then all of a sudden, my list grows bigger, and I've got a whole new bunch of fans. And not only that, but it's not one-to-one marketing; it's 1 to 1,000, right? 1 to 1,000,000, because those people often have people as well. So there's a cascading effect, but you got to start somewhere. So if you're starting from zero, which I know a lot of you are, if you're starting from zero, how do you build your list faster? Right? There are a number of different things that you can do. When you joint venture, you can do a giveaway. In a giveaway, it's literally where there's no affiliate or anything. All you're doing is saying, "Hey, you share me and my link on your list, and I'll share it on my stuff and my social media." And now it's just an exchange, not a giveaway, an exchange list. It's just an email exchange. Okay, you're you're helping each other. Swap. It's a swap. So that way, or you can participate in giveaways where all of a sudden you're joining forces and you've got a number of joint venture people essentially helping each other to provide a master list of giveaways that people sign up for, and everyone's bringing their tribe in, so to speak, right, to join this giveaway list, and everyone gets to participate and build their list from, let's say, 10 people with small lists, but together they're bigger. But this doesn't happen unless you have a joint venture mentality. And that's what we're trying to do, is help you, not just to train you and teach you, but then to literally get 3 to 5 joint venture partners. That's the goal out of this. If everyone gets 3 to 5 joint venture partners out of this event, then that's, to me, success.
Big win. And again, there's different ways to approach life, relationships, business, and all of this. Like, and a lot of people, Ronnie, we know a lot of people that do this. Aaron, I'm sure you do too. Take a very linear approach. Linear has a lot to do with needing to do it on your own. Ronnie likes, as his last name says, likes to tsunami size stuff. When he says he's a lazy ass Hawaiian, he does that to get the smile, right? But what he's really doing is looking to leverage everybody and promote everybody. And where can I plug things in rather than what's in it for me, which is truly the essence of giving. So the whole thing, he likes the tsunami size and like go big, go fast. I call it creating wormholes, shortcuts in time and space and our experience. But that only can happen when you do things like joint venture and collaborate, because you never know who's in whose audience, who's going to see you, that can create another opening for you, and then it happens again and then again and again. So it's really about humility. You know, it's tough to collaborate if life hasn't taught the lesson of humility just yet. I think all of us have been there. It's one of the, and humility oftentimes comes with a lot of years of age. Not all the time, but a lot of times. You create enough messes, you wise up during the cleanup, right? And then it's like you have more patience. But then you also learn the value of humility that has you be like, yes, what I have is very valuable, but it's not the most important thing in the room. It's not. It's as important as everybody else. So let's figure out what this looks like together. Because together is so much easier when we can lay down our judgments and our opinions of other people and whether they believe this side or that side or, you know, this or that. It's like, yeah, that's all great, but like, where are we all going together is the question.
Right.
Hopefully we're all going to JvJamsLive. So guys, I really appreciate hopping on the call today. You know, great things to come for all of us. Aaron, I really appreciate you sharing the space with us, sharing us with your audience. Can't wait to see you at the event. I can't wait to see your freebie too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's right there. I'm working on it. I can't wait till you guys help me actually deliver it, which is going to be even more fun. Yeah. And you know, I want to thank you guys. You know, when you asked me to do this, Ben, and when you guys invited me into the space, and Ronnie, how generous you were with me, right? You guys, yeah. I mean, first of all, the JvJams weekend, it's like 3 days. Yeah, it's what, August 16th, 17th, 18th, a full event, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Tuesday through Thursday. Yep.
Tuesday through Thursday. And then you invited me on a call just like this, and you offered it to me for free. I think it was like, you're like, oh, it's $1. And I was like, you guys are so generous to just bring me into the space. So I want to give that to whoever's listening to this content. The first 5 people that reach out to me and shoot me a DM, this event could be free for you. And when I say free, there's infinite value in that, and right there in itself, because you could make one connection. I don't know Ronnie's network because I'm getting to know Ronnie, but I would imagine he knows some pretty amazing human beings because just how he operates, and you too, Ben. But anyone thereafter, after the 5 people, I have a code, Infinite U, right? And I will offer 50% off for anyone else that wants to be a part of this amazing event. And I know there's going to be music there. You have like rock stars showing up. I mean, you're a musician. I personally used to follow the Dead when Jerry was still alive. So I love jam bands. I love all that stuff. And I have a feeling that this whole container is going to be not only a place for us to learn and grow, but also to have fun. So that's it. That's the offer. Five of you guys get to be a part of this event for free. I'm going to be there. I'd love to see you guys there. And then anyone thereafter, you get 50% off. And I think that's I want to thank you guys for offering that to me.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, our pleasure. So it's JvJamsLive.com. coupon code InfiniteU. And let's rock it out, guys. I can't wait to, it's going to be so fun. I would have so much fun. You have no idea. This is so long time coming. Ron,
Yeah.
I love both of you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. All right, guys.
right.
Bye, Aaron.
Great.
Aloha.
See you soon.
Aloha.